Hi and welcome. I'm Wendy and I'm so glad you've joined me for the ABC Challenge. Let me explain a little bit about how this came about. I'm really wanting to increase the number of YouTube videos I do, so I needed something to push me to really do it daily and to get to know the software that I'm using. So I thought, well, a month-long challenge daily would be pretty good. But how can I make it better for me? I have a tendency to jump around. I get bored of stuff after a couple days, and then then start something new. So for me, the alphabet left a wide range of possibilities. It could be whatever inspires me for that letter. It could be a technique. It could be a medium. It could be a style. It just really left a lot of variety. That's what kind of put me on this path. Hopefully you enjoy this challenge as much as I'm sure I will be. Be sure to like, comment, share. I'd really appreciate it if you did. And make sure to leave, if you have any questions or comments, I'll be happy to answer or respond to any of those.
Hello and welcome to video 3 of the series in the ABC challenge, the letter C, and I thought of collage and artist trading coins and artist trading cards. So here you're seeing all of my gel plate prints. Yeah, I'm a bit addicted. There's nothing better than putting down some acrylic and pulling up some prints. So I'm just in here searching. I'm trying to use these prints up more. So I'm just searching to see what pops out and inspires me. So I decided I'm going to use this print here, these two prints actually. I really love the color combination and just the size of the marks and stencil work on there. It's it's going to be nice because with the small 2.5-inch sizes of both ATCs, they're need something a smaller shape. I used to, with my prints, just stack them all up on top of each other and found I really wasn't using them then. So for me, this system works great. I just stick the prints in a manila folder that's grouped by two colors, and then that way I'll finger through them more, because we gotta try to use them up. So I'm also looking for some red and purple as the contrast or pop colors that I'll be using in the project for today.
Okay, so here's a better look at the papers that were found. This is deli paper. And then here, this is just on some copy paper. It's more the orange. It's more of that, which is kind of hard to tell. It looks very kind of greenish on the screen, but it's more of a warmer yellow. So then what I do when I'm collaging is I kind of don't like to think about it. So I just really kind of just start ripping. So for me, I know I won't like the side edges. So definitely just take and rip this off. And rip this edge off. And then just kind of randomly just start ripping them. Now you'll see, you know, a lot of times with the collaging, you know, ripped versus just a straight edge, and that's mainly to do with when you're laying them on top of each other. I find it much easier to deal with this soft edge instead of that really harsh, just, you know, very straight edge. It just, for me, it just works nicer. I'm not fighting myself then. And I don't know why that is with me. It just kind of is. So I'm just gonna keep tearing. Sorry, fast forward through this part for you, because you really don't need to see me tearing. And don't let these go to waste. Always use those for something. I like to keep them close because they may end up in the piece too. Is a piece of 140-pound cardstock. You could definitely use thinner, but because I'm going to be doing ATCs and cards, artist trading coins and artist trading cards, I want something that's going to be pretty heavy duty. So I'm, you know, want to start with a heavy base. And what I'm going to do is just start gluing it down. I'm just using the Distress Collage medium. I like this because it goes on really smooth, dries quickly, and it doesn't move once you, no, it doesn't really move much once you put it down. So I'm going to start with, yeah, just putting these pieces down. Okay, so I don't want to clean up the collage medium, and I don't want to worry about the edges. So I'm just got a scratch piece of, I don't know, some type of backing to recycle media here. So I'm just going to use that. And just start gluing down. Okay, so now this is dried and it's cut, and my next step in this process is going to be to pull these kind of together. So I pulled out the colors, and you'll see that's a wide variety. I tried to match up what I used before, which can be tough sometimes, but as you can see, it's a pretty wide variety of brands. We've got, you know, this is the Prussian blue hue, Indian yellow. I believe this orange is a cadmium orange hue, but it could be the Dilutions orange, but I've run out of it. But yeah, you can see they're just all different brands. So, and so I want to like pull these in with some mark making. So yeah, and you can do that, you know, you can do that with your hands, or, you know, with different tools. Like I've got some stuff out here, and what you know, these are going to get cut. So like, you know, your small circle or the 2.5 circles for the coins, and then the small pieces for the artist cards. So I like to do like the mark making now, so it doesn't look like, you know, I'm putting circles in a circle and it's perfect. I like the look of it being random. So, you know, and really the fun is kind of noticing, you know, some of the shapes that are already on there, and going with that. And so I'm going the full length, even though it's going to get cut. It's just going to, you know, look a lot better to me when, you know, like, so then this one's cut and it's here, and it doesn't look like I perfectly stopped right at the edge of the coin or the card. I think that's making any sense. Now with the collage medium on here, you know, some marks are going to work, some aren't. So just kind of have fun with it, kind of pick out if you want, and be more specific or just be more random. I like the random intuitive. If you want something to look real sketchy, you know, do 2 lines. Kind of looks like, you know, you sketched it then compared to just 1. Go with different size lines. So like here, the food ball, this is a 1.5, so that's a very bold line. Whereas something like, I'm even going to add some of this Signo silver, and this is a 1 point, because I was noticing, if you can see that, there's some of the iridescent paint in there. So I'm just going to try to incorporate a little bit of silver in here too with my mark making. So I can go in and I can make, you know, I love circles. And, you know, emphasize shapes that are already there. And this really is just about kind of doodling and just relaxing and having fun with it. There's some lines we can always, you know, I'll probably be adding more, but I'm feeling like the color that's going to pull this kind of together is probably going to be, you know, what's my most opaque color out here? And it's probably going to be this one, this Jane Davenport. So why don't I put some out here, and we can go in with a paintbrush and just start adding some circles if we want. And this is just a stiff bristle brush, because I want to show the brush marks. And then just kind of where it's a little more dull, just add, I don't know, add whatever you feel like. And this is a bolder brush, so I'm kind of just letting it do the work for me. Let's see. What do I want to put here? Let's go with maybe more of a square. Here, I can just, so if I got the colors kind of in the 3 spots, maybe add just a little bit here. I tend to work in odd numbers. Let's see, where else do we need a punch of this color? Really make these stand out. I'm just going to go here. And here you can see the all pencil, the Stabilo all pencils coming through, but I'm good with that. I don't know, maybe some go along here. Like that. Alrighty. Another color to pull it through. See, I'm worried because I know that the rest of these are pretty transparent. So, I don't know. Let's try this one. It's a nice dark color. I'm going to stencil it through to these letters. Where's my foamy? I reuse foamy, so if I've got paint on that tip, I just cut that right off and go to town. This up a little. Yeah, this is pretty transparent. But it's giving me a little bit. It's tying it in a little, which is what the goal is here. So, yeah, let's just go here. And I'm just gonna go on the outside and just edge these circles. So just a little bit. Get some numbers down here. Ooh, look at that. I like that. All right, now just use the sponge. Here, here, and one right through here. How did that fit? Okay. And we could always take this again, just paint in the middle if we wanted. Some here. all about just moving that color around. Always rub a little off if we didn't like it. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna pull out, because it really needs, you know, to have some pretty harsh black and some white. So let that dry. Okay, before I start the pen work, I'm actually gonna add some white with stencils. This is a new, really haven't used this so much. It was clearanced at Michael's, or it was on, yeah, I think all this was like 50% off, but this is a real heavy body, and because this is so bold, I really need something that is heavy bodied and is going to be thick and opaque enough to cover, you know, these bold colors. So yeah, and I haven't really worked this way yet, so I want to make sure that, you know, you try to work all different ways so it's more random. And yeah, look how thick that is. That's some pretty thick stuff. I want to break this spot up a little bit. I love this Tim Holtz stencil. I think it's THS 100. It's one of my favorites. Obviously, it's well loved. But they're not exact circles. They're just really nicely spaced, but yet has that little organic edge. So I really like these for, you know, mark making and such. So, yep. I'm just gonna go in and start adding some of this randomly, but you know, that really is a nice coverage. See what I mean by how opaque and thicker it is, so it's really good coverage. So let's just continue to do that. And now at this point in the process, I'm thinking of, you know, my pen work and where am I going to put, you know, pen work. And I like to do doodles and stuff like that around shapes, so that's my comfort, I guess. And you know what? I'm actually going to tape off, let's see. So yeah, I'm going to take some washi tape and I want to section off just one so I can get a single line when I'm doing this too. If I want. Some spots I might, some spots I may not. Because I was thinking, yeah, I more like want a single line in here. That's what made me think of it. Okay, so I have now cut them all out, and you can see I got quite a few. I mean, I got 7 coins and 4 cards, so that's quite a bit. Let me move this so the light's not, because I moved the light so the coloring was better. Okay, so I mean, that's quite a few, and if you look now, and of course I'll be saving all these, but now you can see it just really kind of breaks it up, and it's not so busy. They each become and have a you know, personality of their own. And if you can see here what I meant by you know, if I went in with pen work right now, these long, you know, scribble lines, you know, it's hard to imagine them going off the page. So by doing it that way, you know, it just really, like I said, looks more random. So now what my next step will be is to kind of, you know, it's kind of looking at them and deciding, okay, what do I think, you know, an embellishment or a focal point will, you know, need, or does an individual piece need more of the black and white? Like this one, I think, you know, I'd take, I don't know, just to pull these circles together, and it needs a little bit more white in here. You know, I don't know, maybe do a little scroll work inside here. Like that, maybe. This one will just, yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm going to give that one a little thought. This one, I love how that ended up cutting that right off, and could use probably a little lightening up here. So maybe if I just color in where this line is doubled, maybe there and maybe here. This one, well, that just adds that little bit. This one can use probably some of the thinner line black, maybe around this one. So let me pick out a couple of these, because I obviously can't, you know, I'm not going to individually do each one of these, but let me grab a couple of them out and I will focus on those and decorate those ones up. Okay, so I decided to go with these two to show, and also liked, I like these words. I wish I remembered where they came from, but these die cuts. Don't know which brand these are, and then I have some smaller ones here that are by Michael's Recollections. So I'm going to be cutting and using these as the main one. I don't know which one's where or anything, because these will end up going, you know, probably in cards or, you know, Happy Mail, whatever. So I like, you know, to have an inspirational word on there. These ones, like I said, are bigger. These ones are a little smaller, so this will, you know, maybe even layer up a couple of them. But anyway, but what I wanted to show is how, because of these size, and they'll be tough to, well, not tough, but just so I'm not fiddling with these small shapes, this is how I'm going about inking these, because I don't have any black cardstock, plus this is fun anyway. So what I'll do first is, this is just really cheap, this is just, what is this? I cut, this was on sale, half off, so what is this? I got, this is from Hobby Lobby, so 12 sheets for half that, so for whatever, $1.75. But, you know, I've tried to do watercolor drawings on it, and I don't know if I'm so happy with it, but for this kind of work it's great. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do is just take and go direct pad on paper like this, and then once I cut it out, then I will water and add water to get this ink to move. So go. It's easy enough, right? Like that. Dry it just a tad, and then I'm going to be using, because these fit in my, I'm just going to show one, and then I'll just do the rest off screen. Just get these to fit in there like that. Actually, it'll fit well there. And then if you want to put washi down, just so they don't move. And then put this through my sidekick. Put this out of the way. And there we go. Now if I take, now what I'm going to do is pop this out. Now when I take and ink this up, a water brush, let me get something so you can see it. So now when I add a little water to this, just much easier. There we go. I'm kind of liking those highlights in there, so I'm just gonna go to the side and grab some just to paint on where I want. Get those popped out. And there we go. Doesn't that look fabulous? This will go on here somewhere like this. So I'm going to finish up the rest of these and be right back. Now I do feel that couple last touches. I've got this Jaffe 46. I love these little circles. I mean, I could do these by hand too, but I'm just going to add this along here just to ground it a little bit. Same with this one. There. That's optional. Okay. And close up the archival. And then now that I just added these little circles, just go in with the white signal and just make that pop a little bit. I think it's just drawing the eye a little bit more to there. And here if you want. Same with this one. Just one more little element. you didn't want it that strong, you can always just dab it, and it takes it, remove some of that paint. Now with the artist cards, again, okay, so here are the 8 TCs done. So this is the one that I worked on with you. There's one, and then here's another one, which same steps. Isn't it great how they all kind of ended up taking on their own personality? Here's the other one. And then this one here. So again, these are 2.5 by 3.5. So there's those. And then here are the coins. So there's the one we worked on. There's one we believe. There's one we're grateful. Blessed. Laugh. Loved. And I think this one's my favorite. And now with these, you could just take, and you've got, like I said, you can put them in Happy Mail, or, you can always take in on an art journal page, take and put 3 of them, as a focal and a pop. So, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities for these. I'll be adding some of them into my book that I made that you've seen. It's just the string broke, so I have to get some elastic. But yep, I'll be adding some of them into there. And I just want to thank you for joining me. And I'm going to lay them all out here. Yeah, be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you liked what you've seen today. Again, we'll be seeing you again real soon with the letter D for the ABC challenge. So thank you. There's all of them together. Thank you so much for joining me.